Have you ever seen a motorcycle that looks like a ghost from the past? Imagine a machine so fast that it scared the bravest men on Earth. Back in 1948, most cars were slow and noisy. They could barely reach 60 miles per hour. But one bike changed everything. It was called the Vincent Black Shadow. It was the first superbike ever made. It was painted as dark as the night. It had a giant engine that sounded like thunder. People called it a snarling beast because it was so powerful and dangerous. Even today, collectors will pay over $500,000 just to own one. In this video, we are going back to a time of leather jackets and oil-stained hands. We will find out why this bike was the fastest thing on two wheels for 20 long years. We will look at the secret parts that made it a speed monster. You will see how one man rode this bike in only his swimming trunks to break a world record. It is a story of big dreams and very high speeds. Make sure you watch this video until the very end. If you stay with us, I will show you the forgotten twin. This is a special version of the bike that is so rare, most people think it is just a myth. You do not want to miss it. Let's dive into the history of the world's first true superbike. In the 1940s, the world was a very different place. World War II had just ended. Most people were trying to fix their broken homes. Everything was gray and slow. Motorcycles back then were simple. They were made to get you to work, not to break records. But a man named Philip Vincent had a different idea. He did not want to build a normal bike. He wanted to build the fastest machine in the world. He teamed up with a brilliant engineer named Irving. Together, they were like rebels with a plan. They decided to break all the old rules of engineering. They took two smaller engines and joined them together. This created a massive V-twin engine. It was almost 1,000 cubic centimeters, which was huge for that time. Most bikes had their engine sitting inside a heavy metal frame. But Vincent and Irving were too smart for that. They made the engine itself the frame of the bike. This made the motorcycle much lighter and much stronger. They also gave it a special black finish. They used a type of paint that could handle high heat without peeling off. This gave the bike its famous name, the Black Shadow. When it finally hit the streets, it didn't just look fast. It looked like it came from the future. It was a dark, shiny masterpiece that was ready to change history forever. But the Vincent Black Shadow was more than just a pretty face. It was a mechanical masterpiece. Most bikes in the 1940s were hard to ride and slow to stop. The Black Shadow was different. It had a special, frameless, design. This means the engine was the heart of the bike and held everything together. It made the bike light and very strong. The engineers also added 2 brakes on the front wheel and 2 on the back. This was because they knew the bike would go so fast that normal brakes would just melt. Then, there was the famous speedometer. It was a giant clock on the handlebars. It went all the way up to 150 miles per hour. In those days, seeing that number was like seeing a spaceship. It was a warning to the rider. It said, if you twist the throttle, be ready for a wild ride. The bike also had adjustable suspension. This meant the rider could make the ride soft or hard depending on the road. No other bike had these features back then. It was built for people who wanted to fly on land. It was the Rolls-Royce of motorcycles, but with a dark and angry soul. People who rode it said it felt like sitting on a rocket. It was loud, it was fast, and it was ready to break the world record. The year was 1948, and the place was the Bonneville Salt Flats. This is a flat, white desert in America where the ground is made of salt. It is the perfect place to go fast because there are no trees or houses. A man named Raleigh Free wanted to break the world speed record on his Vincent Black Shadow. On his first try, his heavy leather jacket caught the wind like a sail. It slowed him down. He knew he had to do something crazy to win. He took off his jacket, his pants, and his boots. He was left standing in nothing but a pair of swimming trunks, a bathing cap, and some sneakers. He lay down flat on the seat of the bike with his legs stretching out behind him. He looked like a superhero flying through the air. He turned the throttle and the snarling beast roared. He zoomed across the white salt at a terrifying speed. When he finished, the timers showed 150.3 miles per hour. No one could believe it. A motorcycle had finally beaten the 150 miles per hour mark. The photo of Raleigh free in his swimming trunks became the most famous motorcycle picture in history. It proved to everyone that the Vincent was not just a bike. It was a land rocket. It was the moment that Superbike was truly born. But owning a Vincent Black Shadow was not all about glory. It was also very scary. This machine was so fast that it felt like it was alive. A famous writer once called it a sausage creature, because it was so powerful it could chew you up. If you made one small mistake, the bike would push you off the road. It was also very expensive to buy. Only the richest people or the bravest racers could afford one. Because they were so hard to build, the company only made about 1,700 of them. Philip Vincent refused to make the bikes cheaper or simpler. He wanted them to be perfect, even if it cost too much money. Eventually, the company ran out of money and had to stop making bikes in 1955. But the end of the factory was just the beginning of the legend. Because there were so few of them, they became like gold. Today, if you find a Black Shadow in a dusty garage, it is like finding a chest of buried treasure. People love them because they represent a time when men were not afraid of speed. Every fast bike you see today, like a Kawasaki or a Ducati, owes its life to the Vincent. It proved that a motorcycle could be more than just a way to get around. It proved that a bike could be a work of art that flies. Now, we reach the part you have been waiting for. I promised to tell you about the forgotten twin. This is the Vincent White Shadow. While the Black Shadow was dark and scary, the White Shadow was its secret brother. Only 15 of these bikes were ever made. They had the same huge engine, but it was not painted black. It was polished silver and shiny. Because there are so few, finding one today is almost impossible. It is the ultimate prize for any collector in the world. The Vincent Black Shadow was the first superbike because it refused to be ordinary. It broke the rules of engineering. It broke world speed records. It was a beast that demanded respect. Even though the factory closed a long time ago, the spirit of the Vincent lives on in every fast motorcycle today. It was a machine that proved humans could go faster than they ever dreamed. If you loved this trip through time, you will love our History of Speed series. We are going to look at more machines that changed the world. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you do not miss the next story. Thank you for watching, and remember, speed is not just about a number on a clock. It is about the courage to chase the horizon. See you in the next one.